everybody. Welcome back to Apochromatic Unlimited. We're playing some more Court of Blades. If you don't know anything about us, you should look it up, but I'll give you a quick overview, which is we are a BIPOC zine and community here to uplift BIPOC voices in the TTRPG space. We have an all BIPOC cast on this lovely game, almost every game you're going to see on this channel. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. And I'm going to start with the lovely Leona from last game, who did a wonderful job and got the ball rolling for me as the storyteller.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I don't know why. I think I'm just having like that fear of the GM that I was like, did I? Are we sure? Like, I don't know. Is this true? Is this not true? Hi, I'm Leona. You can find me on Twitter at the Leona Maple. Today I am playing Vidya Almari, aka Sparrow. She is the key, and both her and I use she, her pronouns. And I guess I'll pass it off to someone. Let's go with Taylor.
Hi. Okay, I'll make sure I was muted. Hello, everybody. I'm Taylor at _potato_. Today I am playing the wonderful, not conflicted, super happy to be here, Babs. The couth of the party, doing some uncouth things. And I'll toss it to Logan.
Hello, my name is Logan, also known as Logan the GM. I am playing Vincent the Hawk. Both of us use he, him pronouns. And you know what? My goal is to shoot someone by the end of the night, so we'll see what happens. And I guess I'll pass it. Oh, there's my dogs. I have dogs, everyone. I'll pass it to Max.
Hello, I'm Max, Arcane Goth on the internet. I use he, they pronouns. I play Briar, who is the Bravo, uses he, him pronouns, and I think his goal is to make sure that Vincent does not shoot anyone by the end of the night unless it's appropriate to do so.
Well, we'll make it a mutual goal. We'll find the appropriate person for me to shoot.
I just think it's going to be a big thing if anybody gets shot, so we should be cautious.
I'm going to make sure who we are shooting. Check. And I am Paul. I'll be your storyteller this evening. And where we last left off, Babs had snuck into the Bastion tent and run into her ex-friend, accomplice, cohort, and overheard all the conversations in the Bastion tent after Sparrow had made a grand entrance on the day of somebody's daughter's birthday. So, like I said, got the ball rolling for me. But I believe we're going to pick up on the bridge on the south side of town. And I think we're picking up with Babs, who's about to meet Jerry.
Jerry, thorn in my side. I am back now in normal street clothes, no longer in Almari colors and symbols and such. And definitely skulking in a shadow until I see Jerry. I'm not going to go out on a bridge alone.
So you see Jerry. He's got two other folks with him. You recognize one of them as Ran, an old running buddy of Jerry's, and you've never seen the other one before. But it's kind of an old crew he used when they used to lift buildings. Like take over things, run them jewels, rob everyone of everything. Jerry's kind of a thief. That's what Jerry went to jail for.
Yeah. It's probably how we met. I think we were probably stealing from the same house. And we're like, probably. Do we kill each other and we chose
or do we make out and then
yeah.
Out? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's how thievery works, right? That's my understanding of every Cat Burglar movie. That's how Batman and Catwoman got together. All that makes sense to me.
Yep. Yeah, then I just kind of hood up, hands in pockets, kind of like saunter over out of the like probably ditch I have like made in the dirt from the amount of pacing I have done, like thinking about what the hell I'm gonna say, and then make it up to the bridge.
All right. So you see Ran, and you're like, Ran kind of gives you a little nod and a wave, and he turns over and he's like, this is Rex. We met when we were in the Clink. And you look over. This dude, when you actually get a good view of him now that you're out in the light of the bridge, he's clearly the muscle. Like Ran, you know, Rand is pretty good at climbing. He gets places.
Mhm.
But this new guy is clearly the muscle. Like he looks like he's like the guy who took the prison weight set and just kept it and nobody else got to use it.
Mhm.
So like he's that guy. What?
I was say he kept it in his cell. No one else can
Mhm.
use anything.
No one else can use anything. And if you went there, he smashed your face. But yeah, so he's a big hulking wall of man meaty muscle.
Just give a like
Yeah.
smile and a nod, and then I look over
Mhm.
to Jerry. I'm like, have you thought about coming up with maybe like, I don't know, a handle, an extra name? I mean, you're running with the guy named Ran and Rex,
Mhm.
and Jerry just doesn't strike the same amount of like fear.
Well, I mean, I know you as Jerry. I got a cool name when I was in the clink. All right.
So you listened to them, but not the multiple times I said, hey, you should probably come up with a more intimidating name.
I wasn't going for name recognition at the time. I was trying to sneak into places and never get caught. Now I go by Razorwind. It happens. It's fine.
No. No, you don't. You absolutely do not. You're Jerry. Anyway. Oh, what the fuck's up? What y'all been up to? Same old, same old?
Nothing. Well, we were casing the Bastion group. Two of us had gotten in good with their cooking staff, and we were gonna hit them up. But you seemed like you had a better gig, as you were saying. You like got in good, like can get into their big house.
I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the head of the house is very perceptive. I've been trying to sneak little things here and there and test the waters, and I've been caught every time. Let me just say that. But
Yeah, but I mean, he's blue blood. I'm pretty sure Rex can just, put some fist to face and call it a day.
he hasn't always been blue blood. Kind of.
Say so.
I mean, look, I'm in the same camp. Fuck all the other families, but this one's done me good, and it's done the community good. Everything that I get
Yes.
goes back into it, so I don't want to, bite the hand that feeds me. Quite literally. Still nomming on crackers. But I'm not opposed to these ideas of maybe Bastion House, or possibly, I don't want to throw off your plans, maybe any intel you've already dug, but you know much about this Level family?
Oh, they're rich. They make everything out of gold. They're just covered in gold. Like that's like their
what
thing.
I've heard too.
Like my understanding is like everything they do is just gold this, gold that, covered in gems. They're just made of money. Somebody once told me they literally shit gold. Yeah, they also hire some really good mercenaries who tend to shoot first and ask questions later. Like that Vincent asshole.
Well,
somewhere I just sneeze and out in the middle of the night just start sneezing.
Hey, good news or bad news, still an asshole. But he won't shoot me. So, well.
I think
he probably would, but it would. Okay.
So here's the thing. I think he tried to. He shot me in the leg. I think he tried to shoot me in the dick. In all honesty, he's that type of asshole.
Probably.
Probably
might have deserved it. Probably.
Yeah, well,
but I say like sneering, like very clearly. There's like something pointed to some bullshit he did to me at some point in time. I'm like, yeah, they probably should have.
Maybe shot, not in the dick though. Even you agree,
maybe.
Not in the dick.
Do
I?
Anyway, these other houses, I'm not opposed to this idea and would be willing to help. I would just maybe, if you aren't up for the challenge of dealing with Level specifically, any sort of dirt you can get that maybe with my newfound friendship, can knock them down a few pegs, hopefully it can make it worth your while.
No, you come up with a number, and I'll come up with some information.
It's shit gold. Whatever you can grab. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you said it'd make it worth my while. I assume you're paying me now. Like, if you don't
I'm
have an
gonna
inroad
get
into this
you-
other place,
You give me the info, I'll try and get a hole for you, and you go in and steal as much as you can put in your hands. That's the deal. I don't
that's
have
the
anything
job.
up front. I mean, I got a pocket full of fucking salami. You want that?
Yeah, I'll take some salami. Salami's
brie?
nice.
All right,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just hand
He's
them
like,
what's left
"Fuck
of my
yeah."
charcuterie board.
Yeah. They'll take it. It's probably better than what they eat normally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
let's just say their ownership list. So if we can do that. I don't know much about Bastion really, other than an
I mean-
embarrassing encounter earlier, and they're a stepping
Yeah.
stone up, I guess. But
Mhm. They're all right. They had a fall recently. They used to be higher up in the food chain, from my understanding, but some stuff happened. That's why they opened up their jobs for more employment and did less checking for some things we got through. So, but yeah, no. You let me know when you can get through to this guy's defenses, and we'll come clean out our place. But I'll keep you posted if I hear anything about level. Sounds
yeah, let me
fine.
know.
Will do.
On the I don't know, not flip side. Other business to deal with today. You said you heard some shit about this South Side Red
Oh,
Mass
okay.
debacle?
So my understanding is the Red Masks were doing some business with some people in one of the houses. They haven't really narrowed it down. That's the rumor mill. This got them a nice little strip and a nice little house. Shall we say, how do the nobles like to say it? Ill repute. And apparently,
Got a shiver at that by the amount of times it's probably been said to me.
Yeah.
Go on.
Apparently, they have been doing some things, and this was right on the edge of the territory overlay. And it turns out that the house's actual contract is owned by somebody who left it to the other gang, and they had a mysterious fall. So it's all about this money-making scheme out of this house of ill repute they're fighting over. Apparently, it's really good money.
So Red Masks made some
Mhm.
friends with some richity rich who gave them this house, but it
Yeah.
used to belong to someone from the Razors that got a
No, so the Razors, the owner died, and the Razors apparently have a deed that says it's their house now, like physically their house.
gotcha. So this owner possibly left it to him, or they swiped the deed.
Correct.
Gotcha. Did we know anything about this place? Who owned it before?
Apparently, I don't know off the top of my head. I was locked up when this whole thing started. I only got out a couple weeks ago. And Rand tells me it wasn't making lots of money until a couple months ago anyway. So it's a fairly recent contentious situation.
It's
I'd
just
say
a,
no more
like,
than 3 or 4 months ago.
so they're pissed off about territory.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Is this like a serve anyone kind of house of whatever the fuck you said, or like you got to know somebody?
Yeah. You might need to know a password or something. I don't have the funds to go there, but I mean, now that you're in nicety nice with the nobles, one of them might be able to tell you what the password is.
Oh, hold on, wait. But it's very late. I've had a lot to drink today. So nobles frequent it. It's like one
Some
of those
nobles
kind
from
of places
somewhere.
that kind of like get out of the light and do some weird shit. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting. That's good. That's good intel.
Yeah.
Have some more crackers. Oh,
Mhm.
and I'll just pull out what's left of the brandy. Not much, but it's in crystal. So here you go.
So yeah, they'll take the crystal.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Well, sorry about you getting shot and doing jail time and all the really shitty things I said about you to your face and behind your back.
What really shitty things you said about me behind my back?
Tell you? What's the point of saying I'm behind your back and then I tell them to your face? That's rude.
Yes, whatever. All right. They wander off, kind of annoyed, but they have a crystal decanter, so they're gonna get some money out of that.
Okay, go home.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I believe we move on to the next day as Jerry, aka Razorwind, Rex, and Ran all leave.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
If this is the NPC name that pops up in every game, I'm gonna be so mad.
I'm gonna make it that way. Mm-hmm. It'll be a call Simon Lancer as well. I feel like it's our what's the character from? Never mind. I'm belly my brain. All right. All right. So sun goes down, sun comes up. At the early parts of the morning, there's the trumpeting of the start of the festivities. Who finds themselves where? Duels will take place at dawn because we're going to go with that type of anachronism.
I mean, I assume none of us went very far other than Babs.
I assume you all slept at the tent with the accommodation. This is like a tent.
Yeah.
This is not like this is not like a. This is like a tent, like a living tent that you guys have.
Yeah.
I definitely I don't think, I said go home. I don't think I go home. I don't think I go back to the tent either. I think I sleep leaned up against a wall in an alley across the street from this house of ill repute and see who's sneaking out of it in the morning doing a walk of shame. That's what I'm doing.
There is nobody of any note doing a walk of shame tonight because there's a big festival thing, and if you were caught leaving there tonight, that would put a big problem on your house, and you would get disgraced.
I didn't know if there were some real rebel kids doing some shit. Something like
nobody wants that bad of a thing on the first day of festivities. By the end of the week, there might be some people coming out of there, like people who got beaten tournament or other things. But that first day, not so much.
Okay. Then I do the walk of shame back to the tent.
Then you do the walk of shame back to the tent.
I think that Briar is up. The duel's before dawn. He needs to be up before dawn. So he is probably in pursuit of breakfast. You need protein before the duel. Man's looking for some eggs.
I mean, what type of egg? I mean, you're at a duel. There are servants here. You are a crew from a noble house. So, how do you want your eggs? Is it you get poached, or what do you?
Oh my god, I can get them poached. No, that's Max talking. That's Max talking.
Relatable, but yes.
Most likely, I feel like he'd probably just get them scrambled, hit it with the Old Bay seasoning, call it a morning.
and you're just doing eggs. You don't want any bacon.
Pork. Eggs, bacon, maybe a biscuit, an orange.
Yeah. Sure.
Vincent is probably also. Oh, I was going to say Vincent's probably also getting breakfast, also getting ready for the morning.
Oh, you're not just eating your own jerky rations in the morning as you always do?
That's for later. That's for later. That's the jerky rations exist to get me through the hard months.
Okay.
This is
does Vincent get his eggs poached? Because that's important to me now.
Vincent actually absolutely gets his eggs poached. He is taking full advantage of the situation.
He gets his eggs poached and the maple bacon, I see.
Maple bacon,
sausage. He's getting all his plate looks like it's just nothing but protein, but then you do see a single orange slice that someone else put on his plate.
It was me.
Dio the whole time.
Please eat some freaking fruits. Please. Scurvy's real.
Are all four of you joining for breakfast? Or I guess the three of you, and then Babs will be walking the shame walk into the breakfast tent.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've picked up a Bloody Mary from someone else's tent as I've walked through.
Where were you?
As you arrive, there's things. A servant asked you how you like your eggs done.
Oh, cooked? I don't. Are there multiple ways?
Yes, ma'am. How would you like? Just what would you prefer? They literally list. They're like over easy, over hard, over medium, sunny side. Like
I just point
Poached.
to what Vincent has.
you point to what Vincent had. Poached.
Very confused
Say,
by what any of those mean.
Get her some hollandaise, please, if you will.
Poached and hollandaise. Yes, Briar. we will
Just
do
trust
that.
me. You don't have to duel today. Just
Yes.
Briar's honestly correct. Where have you been? I thought you were sleeping like vaguely next to me, and then you were gone.
Yeah.
Morning walk?
Well, more. Yes. That started at midnight, but
Ooh,
I was
midnight
doing
walk.
some sleuthing. Like lean in for some like tea time. I'm just like, there's something weird going on. So
Slide you a cup of tea so that we can be a little bit more inconspicuous as we're talking.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, like, drama, gang thing. There's lots of stuff going on. But apparently there is some weird territory thing happening involving a house of ill repute. The words. Did I get like, was there any sort of like signage like Miss Hattie's over the door when I was creeping on it? Or is it just pretty like, you just know it because you know where it is?
You know it because you know where it's at, yo.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what it's called.
The best thing you got are you picked up the gang tags, which mark it as like inside this gang's territory. But like it's a situation of like, no, like if you didn't know what it was or where it was, you wouldn't find it. It is not
Was it like
everybody gets to go there. This is a party house. It's a
right.
Mhm.
You like know. Was it like because if the red masks own it currently, is it
Correct.
still technically like Southside
is in-
territory, or has
It
like
is
red
in
mask
red-
kind of encompass that?
It is in Red Mask territory. The Razors own the deed.
Okay. So arguably it'd be more weird if the Razors got it, but that's fine. It's whatever. They're pissed. But lots of uppity ups here go there, and one of the houses is the one that gave them the house. So they are like essentially funding this place, which like whatever. But there could be, if we figure it out, some good leverage for that sort of thing. Also, I maybe have some ghosts from my past doing some digging to maybe help us find a hole in the Level family.
Well,
But that's where I
great.
was. I was basically sleeping in front of this place to see if I could find any richy rich walking out of there so we'd know. But I didn't. They're smart.
Well, make sure you
Fortunately.
take a nap today. Good job.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. How did you recoup from yesterday?
Let's just say I tossed and turned a lot at night. Listen, the worst part about always knowing when people are lying to you is that people lie a lot. Like, even like little like white lies just to like try and make you feel better. And well, I kind of botched things yesterday a little bit at the yeah.
You did like come in at the point and when the guy
Yeah, I
was
didn't
talking about his
realize.
third daughter that had already died and how thankful he was. This one was still around. It was very emotional. I'm pretty sure the grandmother was crying.
Didn't realize,
Yeah.
obviously. So yeah, I kind of wanted to crawl in a hole and die. And of course, everyone tried to be like, no, darling, it's perfectly all right. And obviously it wasn't all right. And I know that because no one can lie to me. So no, it wasn't all right. And 50 people, or however many were in that tent that I schmoozed with, were like, no, darling, it was all right. And it wasn't all right at all.
So
I
are
slept
we
poorly.
on like damage control, or are we like just cutting our losses and talking to someone else?
I think it can be damage control. Surely they should. Surely they'll forget. Like. Okay, I know it was bad, but like, I tried to make it seem like I'm a newbie.
I did maybe learn something that could help us smooth some, or be useful if you want to smooth some things. It seems that good old House Bastion is not so happy with the Alanda, I think.
Oh.
Again, some territory. Lots of people pissed off about territory. Wild. That's
Land,
all
that
I
thing they don't
know.
make any more of.
Yeah. That's about all I know because that was
Sebastian
about
is
the time you came
mad at
in.
Landa?
Yeah, some sort of territory debacle.
Well,
It's
if it's a
about-
debacle, then that could work for us. I mean, if we offer to help Bastion against Alanda, then maybe they'll forget about my faux pas.
Hopefully.
You're the best, Babs.
Look, people say a lot of things when they don't see you.
After you start to finish up your breakfast foods, you will hear another round of horns, letting people know that they should head to the dueling areas here in a bit.
Good luck, my champions and my second.
Thank you.
Just a quick question, because I do have to ask, because I don't want to insult either of you. Y'all are wanting like an honest game, or like if I happen to like maybe loosen an arrowhead or something, would you be upset by that, or you want me to not meddle?
If I weren't to duel fair, then I would never call myself a Bravo.
Wonderful.
I'm going to leave that at your discretion.
We'll keep an eye out then. See if I find any holes that could be.
I will say, if someone is like in the wings shooting to kill me, please take them out.
That's fair.
That's
Right.
okay.
My only
My
advice
just
for
general
you-
goal. Oh, yes, go.
My only advice, if you are going to shoot at someone, aim for the dick. It's a great, just aim right
I
there.
knew it. I knew it.
Well, the thing is, it's actually really close to the center of mass, and like you just, but most people instinctively know where that area is. Like it's really good. So
Oh, I will say Jerry is out of jail. Don't think he's going to do anything, but just so you know.
who's Jerry?
Who's Jerry?
Yeah, he's pissed because you tried to shoot him in the dick.
Did I?
No, you missed, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it is. He's a giant prick. Anyway,
Well, that was the goal, to get rid of it. You know?
well, it isn't giant. He is in the metaphorical sense.
No, that's
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, semantics.
So,
Oh.
so I will ask Max, do you want drama or high drama in your dueling?
Can you speak more plainly?
No.
What is
Are
the
you using
difference?
you're using high to mean like elevated, or
Mhm.
okay?
In the
Okay,
frying
that's
pan or
fine.
in the fire?
I think it's the first thing of the day. I definitely want to make us look good, but I think Briar's like primary goal is winning,
Okay.
and yeah, I guess do with that what you will.
Excellent. Then high drama it is, because I'm
Oh,
an
boy.
ass.
Yeah.
So I remember that Briar has a romantic partner who's also a Bravo.
I wish I had a fan.
Oh, I thought I
I
had
feel
an
like so many
ex.
times
I have
I
a
need a
romantic
fan.
partner.
I thought you went with an actual romantic individual. You have an ex as well.
Oh, I didn't know that I had a partner, but I guess I could.
Yeah.
I definitely have a
You
crush
said-
on someone.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mhm.
Sure, why not?
Oh no, and that was where I was going to get to. I know you have an ex and a partner, and there are several situations left on this dueling board because the houses clearly get to choose first.
Uh-huh.
And in the list of freelancers, you do realize that your ex is there as a freelancer competing. And you also realize that your current kind of romantic interest is there. It's an interesting situation because based upon how things seem to be shaping up and This is the area where you're like, hey, things aren't rigged, but you know how the game is played. Bribes are passed. People want to fight other people. And they want to make sure things happen. And you're fairly familiar that your ex is a little bit vengeful. And if the rumor had gotten out that you might be interested in someone else, your ex may rig this duel so they get to duel your current paramour, placing you in a situation where your ex may be able to hurt somebody.
You broke up with me. And he looks he is like looking at like the dueling sheet or wherever the signups
It's a board. It's a larger board, and you basically put in your slip, and
okay.
you can put in the slip with the bribe. Because keep in mind, bribery is part of this culture. So like the slip itself is what it is. This is where the rigging goes, where you can bribe people to ensure your opponent of choice type situation.
Could I bribe to someone else's opponent?
You could.
I would like to attempt a bribe to set my ex's opponent to be Giga Chad's first.
The champion of house level?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is fair.
Or if the second is dueling for house level, then
oh no, it is
yeah.
the champion. The champion is dueling.
Okay.
The champion is dueling, archery, and running.
Okay.
Their second is shooting and jousting.
Okay. That will be my that will be my bribe. I will put myself in to duel my own interest.
Ah, okay then.
Fair
enough.
I think that's what he would do.
He will duel his own love.
It's not what I would do, but it's what he would do.
That's what he would do. Oh, excellent. All right. Well, go ahead. And you have a sway roll, do you not?
I do. I have a point in sway.
Go ahead and give me a sway roll real quick.
Can I help with sway?
You can assist if you have sway, yeah.
I have one in sway, so yeah, I'll give you.
Yeah, you get throw that
another
assistant die in there.
So
Yeah.
I'm rolling 2 and then taking the high.
You're rolling 2 as you would normally roll 2.
I'm rolling 2 as I would normally roll 2.
Mm-hmm. So you can crit on this now.
Oh, that's pretty good. I have a 5 and a 6 here.
Well, the 6 is what matters.
Yeah.
You succeed and manage to put the bribes in the right hands to duel the people that you want to duel in those particular situations. Would you like to know the outcome of the level fight of the house level fight before you do that? Before you get to your own duel, or would you like to know the
is
result
it
of that
taking
afterwards?
place before hours?
It is because of how you worked your bribe.
Then I'd like to go watch if anyone else would like to join me.
I'll follow.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on active things. What is the viewing areas like in this? Like, are we talking like some bleachers I can like hide under and listen, or are we like,
So
you know,
it is.
where's the best?
It is bleachers.
vantage point?
I'll be real clear. It is bleachers for the common folk, as
Mhm,
that is the way the world works. And then once again, as everything in the great game, kind of skyboxes in ascending order for each house, with the prince having the best view and their entourage having the best view. The level fight actually goes fairly quickly. Your ex quickly realizes they are outmatched. The level fighter takes the field, and they are dressed in what you could consider probably some of the finest armor you've ever seen.
Okay.
Wielding a blade that, as a Bravo, you know to be of mastercraft make, aka they have the money to finance their champion. They are clearly putting resources behind their champion to make a point and make an impact.
Okay.
And it is very quick that your ex isn't necessarily being toyed with, but you can see, you as a Bravo in that first exchange, study and watch the exchange, and your ex quickly also realizes they're outclassed, and instead of taking an injury, simply, bow out in the honorable manner. which is the safest way to end the fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can
is very much
respect that.
It is very much the I am so far outclassed in this moment that continuing to fight would possibly endanger myself.
Okay.
So I will also note the House Lil Champion is masked the whole time. I know we didn't really cover this in session 1. Masks are a big important part of like founding house lore in this particular game. A long time ago, when these people rebelled against the Dread Empire, they did this rebellion behind masks. So a lot of the like highborns and high family members like of the really continue to wear their mask, and there's a whole mask language and mask culture.
Yeah, that's somebody's son. That's somebody's son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that is somebody's kid, basically. If you can read the mask culture, you would know probably who it was pretty quickly, or at least a whereabouts of who they are. But no, they are very clearly out. The House Level Champion clearly outclasses them by quite a bit. And he will bow out. Do you observe from like Max? Does Briar observe from like the pit area where the other duelists can perceive, or do you perceive from your box?
I think it makes the most sense for me to be with the other duelists because that's like a staging area, and I'm gonna go on soon, so I would be there.
Okay. You get kind of a glare as you walk by, as they walk by. That kind of like they just got in. They know they didn't necessarily get embarrassed, but they definitely got showed up, and they took the most honorable way out. But they were unhappy that you were down in the pit and watched it happen.
He will like very awkwardly mumble "Morning, Ari" as they walk past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there you go. All right. As we'll go ahead and say you're up. There's a couple more fights between you and your interest, but yeah, you take the field. What type of armor and weapon and look are you rocking for our the mind palace of our audience?
Okay. Well, considering I've been sitting here drawing it for 2 sessions, I have a pretty good reference. So Briar's armor has a kind of a chest, kind of like a classic chest plate that goes all the way down. The pauldrons are like a 2-tiered, like a 2-diamond thing on each side. On the outside of the bicep/tricep is where there is like the house symbol is soldered into it. The tower on both sides. It goes kind of up his legs and down to mid-calf before his boots rise up there. He is carrying not a finesse blade. I think he's carrying a greatsword or a longsword for the duel. And it is in the same metal as his armor, which is like a silver, but not like a so bright it hurts your eyes silver. It's a little bit matte or dull, as to not get shine in the eyes.
So more of a steel than a silver, then.
More of a steel color than a silver. Also, his boots have spurs, because they're gonna be jousting on horses later, so that's a thing.
And so we all now need to have a Fallout Vegas moment, and everybody sings "Spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle," and back.
Jingle, jingle.
We'll do it in post.
Spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. All right, excellent. So, what skill are you using to fight your? Also, what's the name of this person you have interest in?
Oh,
I was going to lean on something like a Matthew, but that's just me.
One of the other names I was considering for this character was Hugo, so that's what I was gonna throw out because the name is
whatever you want. It's your character. Hugo totally works.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And what method are you choosing to try to defeat Hugo? Is the universal question.
I just like mechanically, like I'm best at skirmish.
Sure.
So I think I'm gonna go for not an underhanded fighting that would like be what Skulk is, not anything that is so heavy, not like the mountain in Game of Thrones where it's really heavy, which I think would be Wreck,
Correct.
Something.
And not super finessey, which would be maneuver.
Yeah. Something very classical. Like I'm clearly trained in this sword. I have a little bit of dexterity, but I am like doing what I know best, I guess.
So you said like a long sword or a great sword. Are you using like a bastard sword? Or you use like a hand and a halfer? Or?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't want it to be a rapier because I wanted to be able to hit a little bit heavier than that here, because I didn't think it was not like a fencing duel. It's like a duel.
It is a duel.
Maybe it's on my mind because I was thinking about like what bird I would be if we all did the bird names, and I was gonna go with heron, and now I'm thinking about the heron sword from Wheel of Time, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yes, so go ahead and give me a skirmish roll, because this game is very easy to do things in. Would you like to push yourself and or take the lady's favor in this moment? Because everything is kind of determined in storytelling in one roll in this system. So,
the lady's favor for me mechanically
gives you the extra die without pushing, but it lets me do things later, I believe is exactly how it reads, but I can double check.
Okay. I have my 2 dice, so I think I'm just gonna roll them straight, because I have 2 more things to do after this. And I am most concerned, I think, about jousting, so
fair enough.
I'm gonna just roll them. And that is a 5 is my higher die.
Sure. So you definitely win the duel because it's at a cost, but I think the cost is in all the fray of where you win the duel, you do that classic like proto-medieval moment where like this is someone you care about, so you're clearly not trying to like obliterate them or wound them, but everything, a 5 is with a complication. But the first blood isn't like, oh, an arm or a leg. You get them like right under the eye and take out like a divot of flesh right under there that's clearly going to scar.
I think I do that, and I immediately sheath it, and I'm like, I give like a bow, like I'm sorry, and I. In like a gesture of like giving like a kerchief or like something to pad the blood, I'm going to like explain to him, just like, I didn't want Ari to hurt you more seriously. I hope you'll heal.
Yeah, sounds good. But yeah, no, you take a little divot out, but yeah, you win the fight. It's you're clearly the victor, so you'll be moving on to you and your house will be moving on to the next round of these competitions.
Woo. Go team.
Congrats. You have scarred your love interest.
I think a little face cigar is
hot,
kind of
though.
sexy. Yeah. My partner has one.
All right. So that ends. There's brunch. This is rich people. They eat between almost everything.
I will eat a turkey leg and just a single turkey leg.
There aren't turkey legs at brunch. Brunch is a much lighter meal. There's like toast and jams. There's sweet things.
Oh, then I eat nothing.
I stand next to Vincent, also be like, oh, there's no turkey legs.
There's no turkey legs.
I hand you a mimosa. This is what you have.
This is the greatest meal.
Yeah,
There's tarts.
Vincent, you should. Vincent, you should. I'm guessing
not until after you shoot. No alcohol until after you shoot.
But it has orange juice in it, which would be very good for you.
I will drink the orange juice.
How much citrus does Vincent actually imbibe?
So I would imagine.
Scurvy for
I have a list of complications. I can give him scurvy.
I would imagine as much as his thing.
Not with this much citrus, you can.
I would imagine what he actually does he basically lives off of jerky, as I said, but he probably also just has a stockpile of limes he just sucks on to like get rid of the scurvy.
Because he's bitter. Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
no, he's sour. He's not bitter. He's sour.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit of sourpuss.
Margaritas
Little bit of sourpuss.
later with the
On the
limes.
Yes.
No scurvy.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Actually,
Does
oddly
anyone
enough,
wanna
at a
do-
party, he's good because he always has a lime handy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is anybody wanting to do anything during the downtime of these events? Or other people?
I don't know
wanna go
how
back and
good
forth?
I am at doing things here. That would be super helpful. I think what's the next event?
Oh yeah,
The next event
I
is
just want to
archery.
see if house level is eating.
Mhm.
I
You
wanna
want to see if they're
they're
eating?
if the guy who dueled, if the people of house level are out, I want to keep an eye out for their duelist and see if he removes his mask.
Oh, he
when,
straight goes Lucha
going
Libre
down.
style, and when he shows up at the table, he's wearing a different mask that he can eat through.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, he's one
He
of those
is-
guys. Okay.
Terrifying.
He is a straight Blue Demon Jr.-esque mofo. He is always masked. He has they're all very similar masks. Now that you've seen him and seen his masks, like clearly the one he wore during the duel was a piece of armor that fit into his faceplate. And like the one he is eating while he's at dinner, while he's at brunch, is clearly designed for him to eat through.
I think he has something to hide. That's weird. Nobody wants to do that.
Nobles.
No, because nobles like to have their face attached to their name, and he bodied that duel, so there's a reason he's hiding his face even while eating.
I'm not 100% convinced. To be honest, the mask itself is saying who he is. We'll see.
I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea that he's noble. I just think that there's something else with it.
I guess Vincent would like to. What's the next event? Amelia. Archery. Okay, so Vincent's not involved in that, so he's not overtly concerned.
Yeah, weirdly enough, the events that Briar took are the first 3, and you're the last 2.
Okay.
So you're basically the home stretch.
Oh, okay. Can I just Vincent? Are the names of my opponents are on the board as well, right?
Mm-hmm. If you want to go check the shooting one, you can go there and try to set up your. I don't want to
try
to set up your shooting against.
I don't want to influence it. I just want to know the names, like the people who have entered.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Can I just see who's entered?
Are you looking for any names specifically?
I don't know who he would expect to sign up for it, but because he didn't go to the Bastion or the Levels house to know who's in them, to know who's to look for.
So going over the list of people, you're clearly noble, clearly noble, clearly noble, clearly noble, clearly noble, random freelance sharpshooter who's a bounty hunter in air quotes, but way more of an assassin. That person's probably going to be an issue unless somebody pays him to throw the match. He is a legitimate contender. And then what was the name? Did you come up with a name for your rival?
I did not. I was wondering what that should be. Let's for my rival. Oh,
it needs to be a gender neutral name.
Oh, this is a problem.
It's gonna be Lauren if you don't give me a name here in 5 seconds. So
you can't do Lauren because my girlfriend's name is Laura, and that's just not right.
No, it's Lauren. No. Super. Nope. Loren, the gender neutral spelling. There you go.
You know what? I'll accept it. Because whether or not you knew it, we have just made a Turn A Gundam reference.
Oh, I know. I know my Gundam references. Most of them.
I know you know your Gundam references, but I
mean, let's be clear. The final boss of this entire campaign is a giant windmill. I'm just saying. I'm clearly kidding. There's no giant windmill fight.
Or is there?
Unfortunately,
Are you though?
Wait, a
I
second.
couldn't make it work. I looked over the rules.
Okay, so the windmill's gonna show up in the Lancer game. Got it. Okay.
Clearly, yeah.
Yep.
But yes, yeah.
Lauren.
Mhm.
Okay.
Lauren's name is on there, and there's a couple other like freelancers that aren't bad shots. Most of them aren't as good as you.
I don't feel intimidated.
Axel is the
necessarily.
mercenaries, and Axel is the bounty hunter, aka assassin's name. That's the one that stands out to you the most of everybody you know on that list.
Okay. Do I have a sense that my reputation kind of precedes me? Like people outside of people who I've shot at them, do other people kind of know who I am?
I mean, the name has recognition.
Okay.
Like people who know around enough know that you're a shooter.
Jerry
I'm
knows
just-
who you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I shot at
You're
Jerry,
looking
so
those.
like, I guess I'm getting the feeling like, do I have to worry that someone's out to get me? Is that a feeling I have?
I mean, what does your eye tell you?
My single eye says probably.
Then we're probably out to get you.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to try and I'll try my attempt at swaying the odds into me going head to head. I think. Can I bet against myself? Is that a thing I can do?
I mean, you
Or bet-
can bet against yourself, but keep in mind
Not
that
against
will
myself,
cost-
but can I have a proxy bet that I'll win?
I mean, you have to go find people who are betting. Right now, you're participating, so they don't really open up the betting pools to participants.
Yeah,
So you'd probably have to go find a betting pool somewhere that's probably not amongst the nobles.
Okay.
Or you could have Babs or Sparrow go find some place for you to bet again for you.
I feel like this is going to lead down a path that will take way too much of what is probably not as productive as me just wanting to reveal that I like to gamble a lot. So I'll let that be, and I'll just kind of go, God damn it, I could have made money off of this. And I'll go ahead and try and sway. I want to see if I can go against this big, bad bounty hunter, this Axel fella.
He's not a big bad bounty hunter. He's an assassin who hides out as a bounty hunter. Like you in the bounty hunting community are like, he doesn't bring people back alive very often.
Mm-hmm.
His KD is way higher on the D side. Like he's not a capture guy. He's a murder hobo.
Okay. Well, I'll do some good for the community and I'll ruin his pride.
Sure.
So.
All right.
Do I do some swaying here?
You will roll some sway.
Okay, I have one. So I will see how this goes one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
That's only a 3.
Sure.
So
you're like, hey, here's the bribe type situation. And they're like, you can't say bribe out loud.
I thought that worked.
Yeah, like that. I'm gonna say, given the situation and given you don't really do this, I'm gonna say you take the social faux pas problem, and we'll deal with that at the end of the scenario.
Okay.
Unless you prefer something else for your failings, rather than starting to stack up your stress.
I mean, I'll take the social faux pas. Those fox paws.
Okay. Yeah, because that's some stuff that happens at the end when we tally things.
Okay.
Fox paws.
Those fox paws. All right. So I believe the bell rings for the end of brunch, and they pull out the archery targets and bring out the archers. Are you not really caring who you're competing in archery with there, Briar? Or are you just looking to
I
to
mean, a nice, easy opponent, perhaps.
You gonna try to sway that nice, easy opponent, or no? Or are you just like gonna try to participate in the archery? So by the way, when you're doing these, what's gonna happen is the risk reward scenario. If you're looking for harder opponents, I'm going to basically be like, so if everything starts off like at the low end difficulty, so the bad thing isn't very bad if you lose. If you want to like start manipulating this for outside of story reasons, then it starts getting into what's easier or harder as the competition gets further and further up the chain. So the further into the events we are, the competition gets steeper, which means the roles become the higher category of roles, like risky and desperate and things like that. which means the consequences of failing become much harder.
Is there anyone on the list to compete for archery that I would know is more of a glory pick than a skill pick, like somebody who is of the noble house and wanted to be able to say they competed?
Yeah, there totally is. There's a female archer from House Bastion that's there because it's her birthday weekend, and she totally entered the archery tournament for that reason.
Oh,
In for a
God,
penny.
this house is gonna hate us.
In for a penny.
Somehow we started with one house as our rival, and we end up with two houses as our
So we're
rival.
gonna make friends with Yolanda now,
the-
right?
The upside is whoever. Yeah. If Yolanda doesn't like them, maybe that's good. So I'll verse the birthday girl. I have no idea that it's her birthday. So
You don't.
Mhm.
Sure.
It's great. I love it.
All right, roll me a sway to face the birthday girl.
Let's get it. 6. I love these fucking bullet dice so much.
Yes.
Yep, you're right up there with the birthday girl. No problem. You get that bribe right on in.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and roll me what you're rolling to. They roll everybody out. They make a big thing. Her dad stands up and commends her and wishes her the best on her birthday again because
Oh,
he's
that
a
must be
noble
when
mouse.
I find out.
Yep, totally do.
Just looking from our little stand, like, good luck, like this grimace, but like, do it.
You can do it, Briar.
Would you like to do some fortune here? Would you like to push yourself? What you got going on?
Can I? What am I rolling to shoot?
What do you skirmish or skirmish is the generic combat roll.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know if it would, for whatever reason, be something else.
Skirmish or wreck, depending on how you're shooting and what bow type you're using.
Probably a recurve. That's like what you learn on. That's everybody's first bow, right?
I shot composite first, but I'm weird.
My most recent ex was a competitive archer. What do you guys think? Do I need to push?
What do you have in skirmish?
I have two dots.
If you push yourself, you get two more dice, and
one more
you just
dice
take
for pushing.
Or sorry, one more dice. You take 2 more stress. I always enjoy a good pushing of yourself because you can always blow off stress during downtime.
Yeah, I'll push myself. I'll push myself for this because I think this is the thing that I'm least experienced in out of the 3 that I'm performing.
That's perfect.
So then I roll 3. I roll 3 dice instead of the 2. Okay. 5, 3, 3. So 5.
So 5. So you will succeed. Let's see.
The complication is that I ruined this girl's fucking birthday.
Yeah, I think it is.
If she comes to slap me, I won't stop her. Just start.
She doesn't slap you. What happens is like you ruin her birthday, and and this is weird because like this is a complication for you. This is a complication for the house. Her father shoots fucking daggers at Sparrow. Like everybody sees it happen.
Sparrow will.
Because you're all wearing the same house garb. You're the new coterie. Everybody knows who you are at this point in time.
Is this a complication related to suspicion or persuasion?
Suspicion. I would say this is related to suspicion. I say at this point in time, he is suspicious that you have some sort of vendetta against his daughter and are out here to ruin her.
Oh, well, I have social armor where I can resist that complication, and I will stare him down. Like, I will give this, like, haughty-ass look of, like, how dare you look at me and accuse me of such petty bullshit. Like, I am a bitch about this shit.
It's not a bad suspicion. Let's be real clear.
I mean, okay, whatever. But, like, I am
You're still gonna
special
fight
armor.
it. You're
I
going to
have
use your special armor and you're going to fight
Yes.
it, and you should.
I'm going to fight it, and I'm going to like. He wants to stare daggers at me. Oh, honey, good luck. I'm
Mhm.
just gonna stare him down. Like, really?
Hopefully your dice do not betray you this time.
Do I have to? Do I have to roll to resist? It's my
Yeah, resistance is a roll based upon the stat.
Oh, I see.
I've just read that in my special ability that I took, when I push myself, I only take 1 stress, not 2. Under Bloody Blood
Nice.
Unbound.
Fuck
So
yeah!
I only have 1 stress.
That's super good.
What am I rolling?
You roll the dots in that category.
The
So
special armor
it's-
doesn't have a dot, I don't think.
No, it gives resistance to. It gives bonus resistance to suspicion in a social situation. So
But like,
Not
because yeah,
mine.
like mine is just
Is that-
complications when you're talking your way out of things. Like it doesn't list a stat.
So am I rolling mind or spirit?
which one has the social stats in it? Mind, I believe. So you'd be rolling your mind resistance.
Okay.
Right?
Spirit is more, isn't it?
Is it spirit? Okay.
Mind is tinker, study, survey, and hunt, and spirit is channel, command,
Yes.
and certain swing.
Yes. So you'd be rolling spirit. I apologize.
So
I'm
in spirit,
incorrect.
I have a total of 4 dice. Am I rolling 4?
You would roll 4 dice. Hmm.
Delicious.
Yeah. So it adds to your
4
resistance
dice?
roll, and resistance is rolling those dice
Got it.
because resistance is a mechanic.
Do
in
I
and of itself.
need to add a dice for the resistance, or is it just this one?
Does it say add a dice or to the resistance for that? or-
No, it just says resist.
Oh, you just get to use that as resistance, and other people wouldn't. That's what it's specialty armor.
Got it. Well, I rolled a 6 anyway, so we're good.
Yes, I'm actually going right to the rules of resistance right now, so we can be exact on them. Follow the mechanics.
Quite.
Sorry, Mechanics. Each attribute resists a different type of danger. If you are embarrassed, for example, you read social harm. Resist rolls always succeed. You diminish by effect of bad result, but better than you roll. Stress, blah, 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 blah. Yes. All right. So instead of him staring daggers and him being super suspicious, he basically plays it off as a coincidence at this point in time and does not wish to pursue a vendetta. This is what you deflect it socially through your eye talkie.
Excellent.
Um,
Yeah. Don't fuck with me. Don't.
mhm.
Not today.
Yep.
No,
So
no,
there
no,
we
no,
go.
no.
The day after your daughter's birthday. Yesterday.
Fuck.
Uh-huh.
God, don't remind me. God.
Yep. Mhm.
Shit. I was trying to get my mojo back.
Mhm.
Damn it.
I mean, you're getting your mojo back.
Mm-hmm.
After
Sure
the
is.
archery
Tom's
competition,
birthday.
we of course break for lunch. Your turkey leg is available now.
Awesome.
Nom.
You know in a Ren fair when they have a turkey leg and you can never finish that damn turkey leg?
Mhm.
Vincent
Finish the turkey
finishes
leg.
his turkey leg.
Wow.
Mhm.
Period.
Mhm.
So do I, and I'm like 2 feet shorter and like a stick.
I think Video's incredibly impressed with you both. It's just like looking at you both in awe.
And then they take out the rest of the turkey by themselves.
We just
They're
eat
like,
the
"This is
damn
our
turkey.
turkey. When you're from the streets, you don't get turkey."
It's lean meat. You have to eat it all.
Yeah. Whereas in like, there's a nice spiral honey baked ham for the two nobles. They're like, "All right, have the turkey,
Yeah,
Put
we'll take the
sugar on
ham.
it.
the ham."
I personally,
Mhm.
out of character, I prefer the ham anyway, so that works.
I mean, same, but
Yep.
I'm committed to this turkey.
I love
I
it.
mean, it's turkey bit. Anything else we would like to do during lunch?
Do I see, since Jerry and, well, at least I know Jerry got a job with the fucking names, Bastion
Bastion.
family,
Mhm.
do I see him anywhere?
Are you specifically looking for Jerry?
Yeah, but like specifically in this area where like all of that family is. You know,
No,
like I'm not
he is-
leaving by any
No,
means.
he is not. He is not in the box seats area. Jerry is not in that good. He's servant. He's
Yeah.
posing as a servant right now. He doesn't get to go to the box seats.
I'm just gonna like lean over and like, should we be like trying to like talk to some of these people, or are we just letting the fighting do the thing now? Because I know we have dinner later. But
I was gonna let the fighting do the talking for now, and then like wait till dinner later. Personally, just because I don't want to like. Well, I mean, you saw what just happened. Let's not try to befriend someone and then they suddenly hate us. Let's just kind of see where the chips fall first, you know? That's my thought.
Okay.
I think
But I
on
mean-
this break that Briar is about to wander off and do something that Vidya is familiar. Like you've seen this look on his face before at like other things they've done together.
Oh boy.
Because he's looking for people that know his parents.
Should
He's
I be
just disappeared.
concerned? Oh shit. Out of character, should I be concerned?
He's looking to relieve stress via finding a way to like secondhandedly like relate to his family that he did something so cool and good and they weren't even there to see it.
Oh, poor baby. We'll just leave him be.
He's not gonna hurt himself, but that's what he's doing.
Emotional damage, though.
Emotional damage. Yeah. We're seeing if there's there's somebody who knows your family. Give me a straight fortune roll. Just let's see we haven't used a fortune roll yet. Just let's see if they're there. That's the random kind of determining roll.
Also, Taylor, out of character, if you did want to do some talking, we can absolutely do that. Just because I in character said no does not mean.
Oh, no, you're good, because it would have to be you, because my only good talking is consort, which is why I was looking for someone I already knew. I don't have anything in sway, so I'm not good with strangers.
No worries.
I thought you guys were done. I did not mean to cut you off.
No.
No, that was the end for me. Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to double check.
So give me that fortune roll.
Okay, that's just 1d6. That is a 4.
I'm looking for the page for fortune real quick so I can be like a responsible GM and read the book.
What's that like?
Really bad. I'm super awful at it. I usually just make all this shit up.
Most games I
including the
play for the
mechanics.
first time when I run it on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, same.
There's usually no other way I can play it. That's how that goes.
There's a bit of a cost of learning the game, and then when are you going to apply the knowledge?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Why would I exert all of that energy?
So it's
Yeah, no, you can find somebody of your family.
Okay.
You said 4, right?
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, you can find somebody who knows your family. The issue is they're not really on good terms with your family.
That's even better. That makes us the same.
It's a mixed result. So,
if they are not competing, I will bring them a cocktail.
they are not competing.
Yeah, so
There are some people who, because your families are super big academics, they were some people that your family worked with on Magical Theorem, and then there was a falling out because your family published a paper that basically kind of said their theorem was crap.
cute.
So it's some spicy magical
that
theorem.
sounds just right. That sounds just right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll go over there and I will schmooze a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good.
This is mostly, I think, to try to relieve my point of stress, so we don't have to RP yet. I can roll a die.
Sure. Cool. Go ahead and roll and we can move on to the next thing. Because the next event is the joust.
I'm rolling a lot of dice. That was a 3. If I have consort and sway, I presume it would be one of those. Either way, I got a 3. They both have 1 dot.
Sure. But yes, no, the next big event is the joust. If you go up to try to bribe this time, it appears that the bribes have already been taken place.
Oh, great.
And you cannot outbid the people who seem to have bribed your situation.
Am I up against level?
Yeah, you're up against level.
Baskman.
I think I'm gonna have a moment to myself.
Oh, it's not Mask Man. Mask Man isn't
no.
jousting.
No, it's Giga Chad.
Oh no.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm going to let it start happening, but I am going to interject once we get to the joust.
He's not having a panic attack, but he's not thrilled about the news, especially on the implication that a lot of money was paid for them to verse us. And when the time comes, he will graciously pretend that it is a compliment. But God, he is scared.
Oh.
Mhm.
Before Briar like gets ready to joust, can I somehow? I mean, I don't know how you want to rule this because I don't think mechanically this is how it works, but I have a command, like what's one of my skills here.
Mhm.
Can I like turn that into like a pep talk for Briar to like kind of get his head on straight?
Sure, I'll allow you to count that as a pep talk and give that as an assistance.
Okay.
I'll let you assist by command by like psyching Briar up. I'll let that be an assistant die, so Briar can have one more die on the roll.
Like before you get on your horse, I go up to you and say, "Boy, you're going to do this."
Boy. I like go for the horse like like in a movie that grabs you.
My one eye is like bulging and wide and staring at you. You can see the veins.
I love how the Briar relationship with Vincent is Kratos and fucking his son at this point in time. Boy.
Boy. Every
I
time
didn't-
someone says boy, I have to mimic it.
It wasn't the initial plan, but it was the I'm the elder man in the situation, so it's like everyone's a boy to me. Like,
Mhm.
so boy, you're going to do well. I believe in you.
Mhm.
I think you
There
can
you
see
go.
that he thinks about like fighting you on this statement, then realizes that there's no point in that for either of them, and just nods.
Mhm.
This is Nutmeg. Have you met Nutmeg? He's been petting the horse for like 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Is this the emotional support horse?
Mhm.
Have you met my raven?
Do you have a bird?
Yeah, I have a raven.
Bro, let me see right now.
So actually, just so you know, part of my kit is a hunting companion. I just haven't had a reason to call my raven into this situation because we're in the middle of town. We're not hunting someone right now. So
Correct.
I'll do a like full on. I was gonna whistle into this and that'd be bad because my microphone's right in front of my face. But it, like
Yeah, let's not do that.
Imaginary whistle, yeah.
like a loud whistle, and you hear a caw from one of the rafters. That is like a raven has been like staring down at all the nobles this whole time. And she comes flying and lands on my shoulder. This is Cecilia.
Celia. Oh, ravens like shiny things, right? And he takes like one of like the baubles off of his belt and holds it so the raven can take it.
Just grabs it.
Okay.
That was rude, Cecilia. You shouldn't just take things without permission.
I
Give
did
it.
offer it.
Give it. She gives it back. Don't just give her shiny things. It's a bad habit. I had to break it.
But
As a side note, I'm going to go
Actually,
ahead
I
and
guess that
declare
isn't my
this.
business. Yeah.
I'm enjoying all of your roleplay, but I'm letting you know before you get into this, you are rolling appropriately. This is a desperate situation. Giga Chad, if you did your homework on Giga Chad, is a renowned jouster. He is specifically a house levels like jouster. He's the guy they call to do their jousting.
Jouster.
Yeah. He has killed 2 men in the joust, injured several others. He plays
Jousting?
to win.
Killing in a joust, I feel like it should be pretty difficult because I'm assuming we're using wooden jousting sticks, right? Or are they actually
No, but then
using
at the
Killing-
Ren Fair, like when they get off the horses and fight each other afterwards into like the bloody raid, like they do this at the New York Ren Fair joust show.
So like actual like historical jousting, it wasn't that hard to kill people. Because it was a
Oh.
trauma situation. You were breaking ribs and you were puncturing lungs. So
Oh.
people weren't dying during the joust. They were dying
Okay.
to complications after a joust.
Yeah, I guess when you go full bore on a
As,
horse at another person on a horse, there's a lot of energy going on there.
Mm-hmm. Like this is a situation of like, hey, two people are doing this for fun to do things. He does it to hurt people.
Mm.
I have to tell you, Vince, I don't quite like he's gone back to petting Nutmeg the horse. I don't quite like people who joust like him. I've seen it before, and it's not really about the sport. It's like about the power.
When I find someone who, let's say I'm in a life or death situation, and really it could be me or him, I find the best situation is to get all the other noise out of my head, focus on their weakest point, and strike. This man's weakest point is his own hubris. Find that hubris and strike.
All I have to do is knock him from his horse.
Well, essentially, yes, but I'm
With his
saying-
hubris.
Yes.
I got it. No, you're absolutely right. Maybe you should have been a Bravo.
I'm good with what I'm
This is
doing
a shoulder
here.
wiggle.
That's I appreciate that, and maybe in another lifetime, kid.
All right. If he does, I don't think he'll kill me. I would.
I'll
prefer-
shoot him before he kills you.
Okay, I do like that. I was going to ask you to deliver a token of my favor to the gentleman that I dueled in the first round. Only if things go terribly wrong. You can just hold on to it otherwise.
You should hold on to it. Don't worry. We'll make sure nothing goes wrong.
Okay.
And I actually motioned back to the box where I know Babs and Sparrow are.
You're right. Okay. All right, let's just.
All right. How many dice are you looking to roll? You've got 3 now, I believe, or are you not using skirmish for this? What are you using?
No, I'm gonna use skirmish. I have an extra one from the pep talk. And I think 3 dice is pretty good.
Okie dokie.
Statistically.
And I give an additional dice as we do a little bit of a flashback
Hmm.
because
You
I
would
have
like
a
to use
thing.
You would like to use the flashback mechanic.
I'd like to
Go
use the
for
flashback
it.
mechanic. Specifically, I have one called Party Crusher, where I get to do the flashback without taking stress to get +1 effect. So I think after having conversations, so we talked to people, we've had mimosas, turkey legs, whatever the last thing we were all together. And you know, I've had my eye on what all is going on, who's up next, and especially fucking Chad. Not a fan of normal Chad. Definitely not going to be a fan of Giga Chad because of what was said to me. And so I was already looking for a reason to fuck with them. But then when I realized they're going up against Briar, I had even more of a reason to tamper. So, you know, jousting is like a big thing. It's not like he's carrying the jousting thing with him. So I maybe do a little bit of a sneaky sneak back to where some of the equipment is being held. And I would like to do possibly 2 things. The first one being tamper with the actual, is it a jousting stick? What's it called?
A lance.
Lance.
Is it
It
a
is a
lance?
lance.
that you joust
Yes.
with?
Lance.
It is a lance. You are 100% correct.
I don't fully know how
He's not
it
carrying it in this.
works. I think. Do
So
they
you're looking
have
to
like
mess-
do they have like practice ones and then like normal ones? Like I'm trying to make it less painful if it does hit. And then the second thing I'm doing is trying to make tiny little cuts or loosens in the saddle of his horse.
The saddle will be much easier for you to do what you're trying to do.
Okay.
The
Then I'm
saddle-
going to do that.
the-
so it'll
messing with an
fall off
actual
easier.
lance really isn't something that you have time or the ability to do.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah, 'cause
if you
I
know
can,
anything
like,
about
switch
that,
'em, but-
making it weaker can be more dangerous because if it splinters, that can really hurt people.
Sure. Then yeah, I'm focusing on footsing with the saddle in a way that isn't super noticeable. You know, like if he like a normal person horse writer would do, come up, make sure the stripes are all tightened. I'm not messing with those.
Mhm.
I'm messing with inconspicuous bits, or where like one single little pull is not going to mess it up. It's going to be more a Giga Chad body on it is going to break
Sure.
it.
So you're looking to mess with it overall. That
Mhm,
makes
mhm.
complete
There's
sense.
a part up here where you grab to like close to
Oh,
the
the
back
horn?
of the horse's neck. That
Yeah.
might be a good thing to
Oh, yeah.
to mess with.
Yeah.
So many
Or
elements
maybe
of
put
like
like
my
a
own backstory as a human being are really coming into play here. Not
Right.
like my characters, like my
yeah.
Mhm. Awesome.
Um,
All right. So you're looking to do this to add effect to get another dice, correct? Or
mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So you loosen and rig Giga Chad's saddle, so there is a higher probability that Giga Chad will be knocked from the saddle. Sounds good. And I believe it is on you, our hero, in this moment.
Okay. So 4 dice.
Mm-hmm.
We can do this, team.
You can do it.
Yeah, I got a 6 in there.
Yay!
I
You
You get multiple
actually
sixes.
this is something that's happened. I only got 1. This is something that's
Oh.
happened to me recently where I roll small straights. So 3,
Nice.
4, 5, 6.
Mhm. All right. Well, with avoiding the 4 and the 5 means there's no harm either on a desperate.
I would have been able, I think, to I ignore the effects of all level 1 harm penalties while dueling or engaging in combat.
Severe harm is not a level 1
Oh,
harm
okay.
penalty.
Got you. Okay. Either way.
But this
Yep.
Giga
So
Chad
you're
gets
good.
severe harm.
Explain how you flatten Giga Chad off of his horse.
Okay, so I'd like to do I have permission, Logan, to utilize your raven inadvertently?
As long as it doesn't hurt Cecilia, I don't care.
She will be far in the distance. I think this guy is so confident that he's kind of like loose with and like very showy with his jousting. And so in like his like hyper focus on me, we begin to charge towards each other on the horses, and he sees her fly back like toward the box to rejoin Vincent, and like thinks that it's me moving early. So he begins to strike early with like this incredible force. He falls kind of like forward and sideways a little bit. The bridle like saddle is screwed with, so he can't properly grab onto it. And while he's already falling, I kind of just give him the old baseball bat and whack him down.
Just whack him with the one
Mhm.
things.
Yes, Briar, use his hubris.
Yeah, it's like it's almost more embarrassing that
and
you just hit him with like the broadside, essentially.
He-
You know.
Yeah, he's when he's down, I will loop back around, and because I am the better man, I will offer him a hand up.
He will refuse it, clearly.
Good, everybody can see that. I knew he would.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and in which case I will bow to the audience. I will take my horse and graciously my leave.
There you go.
You are
We are
such a
cheering
good girl.
so
you
hard.
did such a good job, Sugar Cube.
Mm-hmm. And that second has been removed from the competitions. They do not have anyone else to. Or no, he already shot archery, didn't he? Because he was their archer and their jouster.
Mhm.
So there we go. So now
Babs
you
is
get
trying
to,
very hard to not flip off normal Chad. She's just like,
Mhm.
compose yourself, compose yourself. But I really want to be like, we're better.
Suck it, Chad.
Suck it.
I mean, we're doing fantastic so far.
When I rejoin you guys in the box, did you see that he refused my hand?
Yeah.
He
You
did.
know how
Uncouth.
bad. You know how bad that
I
makes me.
did. How?
Mm-hmm.
The audacity.
Everyone saw it too.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. I'm sorry. I did that incorrectly. The audacity.
Have to get the
Mhm.
fan.
Mhm.
Scandalous.
It will play out. Mhm. Mhm.
All right, it's all you next, buddy.
You got to bring it home.
I like lift my cloak to reveal my pistol, ready to go.
You will do wonderfully.
So here's the question: do you guys maintain watching the masked athlete from who's still in the competition from the house, or not?
Do we what? Say that again.
Do you maintain that watching Mouse House level champion still in the contest, or do you let him be? Do you not pay attention to him anymore? Now that
Gotta pay attention. I'm kind of paying attention.
I think we're still paying attention.
I think I'm kind of paying attention. Is the next thing shooting?
Next thing is shooting. Given our time, I think we're going to finish up the festivities of the games, and then we'll do the dinner in the next one. Mm-hmm. We may extend to 5 episodes. I might be crazy out there.
Oh, crazy. How is this being like manned? Is everyone using like their own weapons? Is there someone there
Correct.
that's kind of monitoring things?
Mm-hmm.
What's the last?
Everyone is basically everyone's using their own weapons, and the weapons are inspected shortly before they're used by a judge.
Who's inspecting? Just a judge? Just like a dude?
It seems to be a city guardsman who seems to be adept with firearms.
Would I be able? I'm very confused on the difference between sway and consort. Would like talking to him be like a consort, as we're just like, hey, chit chat?
Consort would allow you to get information out of him, whereas in sway would let you do something to like try to convince him to do a thing.
See, but I have an ability that says take +1 effect to consort when your purpose is getting them to do something. So it's still like convincing them to do something, but it's my consort.
But you'd have to know them because consort's supposed to be amongst people you know. But if you want to say you know this city guard for some odd reason, if you want to explain to me how you know this city guard.
Yeah.
Mrs. Woman with probable criminal record.
Yeah, and I think that's it, honestly. But, like, I have petty crimes. I'm not, like, a murderer, like a real asshole.
I will denote that because you are a petty criminal, this is a risky maneuver and not just a regular maneuver. Because you're the way you're friends with the city guard is he probably picked you up for some things.
Yeah. And I feel like, it's been one of those, like, almost like a buddy comedy kind of relationship where it's like, again, I'm like, oh, shucks, you got me, like that kind of vibe where it's like he knows that I'm like a little shit, but like we chit chat, we buddy, and what else? What's a very risky? How is that gonna fuck me over when I roll?
So risky means if it goes badly, it's not just there's a complication or reduced effect or lesser harm. It turns into harm, a larger complication or reduced effect. If you could end up in a desperate position if you mess this up. AKA if you approach this the wrong way and the cop feels like you're trying to rig the game rather than like do a thing, it could be worse off for you. He is basically weighing his relationship with you versus what happens if nobles find out he rigged the game. One of these things is very bad for him.
Let me just talk through what my idea was, because I don't know if it's going to work since he's apparently like an honorable cop. Rude.
I didn't know
it's why you have a buddy cop relationship with him, because if he wasn't an honorable cop, he'd probably beat the crap out of you.
That's true. Or he'd help me steal shit, which is kind of what I'm hoping he'll do now. Because my kind of thought is just like, hey, bud, what's up? How you doing? Anyway, that guy, total douchebag, right? Like when you check his weapon, could you maybe like jam it a little bit? Is a roundabout way, but like if I'm not getting the vibe that he would be like okay with like fucking with me, then I'm not gonna fuck with it.
Yeah, you get the vibe that like that's probably a bad idea. Okay. That's that vibe of like trying to get him to rig the champion of House Level's pistol is probably not going to go well. Also, it's a bullshit pistol. Like it's completely gold plated and ostentatious as AF, and is like clearly a targeting pistol and not a hunting weapon. Like it's like an overly high caliber targeting pistol with one shot. Like you do.
Yeah. Well, then there's nothing I can do to help. I want him out. So bad. Fuck that guy. What's the last one? Let me start scheming while this one happens.
I have to say,
let's be clear. There are other people he will fuck with you with. I'm sorry, Max, didn't mean to cut you off there.
I can't imagine his aim will be phenomenal if he's going to shoot in a mask.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put that one on the table now. There is an inherent disadvantage there. I don't really know if there's anything that I can do to help other than more bribery.
I mean, you aren't up against him currently,
Oh,
so
okay.
he's not shooting against your house right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just want him out. I want him to do bad.
Then it feels like a
We just don't like this
just want
person in particular.
You're
Look,
like my
Our goal
dislike
is
of
to
this house
screw
is
with this
moved from-
house.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
100%.
it's personal.
So the one thing you do realize, by the way, once you go to check the other parts, Taylor,
hmm
there is another name that pops up on that list that you're like the name Axel is on that list, who you know is basically a hired killer, like pretends to be a bounty hunter, but is straight up somebody people hire to kill people. You probably have lost a friend over the years to this guy. Like he's kind of just a murderer for hire.
Okay. Well, then, yeah. I mean, getting rid of the competition's good, even though it's not specifically the guy that I want out.
Correct.
I may as well go about it that way.
You can probably push the relationship because this guy probably doesn't like Axel either.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations where you could consort with him to make sure Axel gets screwed, but him trying to mess over a noble, again, kind of a giant pain in the butt for him.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll take off my blue tearaway skirt and like hide the like little pin I have of the house and go walk down there.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
And
all right, go ahead and roll me that consort roll then.
okay. So I am the whole thing is the Lord's charm. When your purpose is to get them to break the rules or wreck something, I want them to do both. So that is the thing. I have 2 consort and a +1 because of that. That's good. That's 6, 2 4s.
1 6 or 2 6s?
1 6, 2 4s.
1 6. So what happens is Axel goes up and gets his gun inspected. I assume you skulk around in the shadows while this is happening.
Yeah, I'm watching.
And the officer just disqualifies him because he says there's illegal modifications. Like he just straight up kicks him out because there's illegal modifications to his weapon that are illegal for this particular thing. Yada yada yada. Like he's saying this gun has an arcane enchantment on it. This is inappropriate. This isn't what the shooting competition is about. And this gun cannot be used. And you're disqualified for trying to pass it off and try to pass it by me. So you totally eliminate Axel from the competition as a freelance shooter.
I'm down. Put my skirt back on. I'll go sit back up with video.
So you are incredibly correct, Max, about not being able to shoot in a mask.
Yeah, it's just logical.
It is. So when he comes up to shoot, he is wearing a mask, but it's not a full mask like it used to be. He's wearing one that covers the lower half of his face, but what everybody sees is that he has 2 different colored eyes.
I wanted you to say Phantom of the Opera so bad, but 2 different color eyes is sexy, and I'm intrigued.
Like it is a very noticeable trait that people weren't paying that much of attention to because he was wearing a mask before, and that's what people's attention was drawn to. But it is very noticeable. I don't even remember the name of the disease off the top of my head.
Heterochromia.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, no, he's got.
Or
heterochromia.
is it blue and brown or?
No.
Is it what is it?
One of them is gold and one of them is blue.
Oh, that's a new one. Okay.
We live in a land where there's magic, so I get to add extra.
My hair
colors.
is robin's egg blue, and I have pointy ears, so yeah, I think that's fine.
But yes, no, he. If you guys were watching him, he comes up and takes his shot and basically angles the shot so he hits like 3 of the targets type situation because they're like clay setup targets, and he's using a high caliber weapon, so he basically ends up hitting 3 out of the possible targets he could have hit. So it's kind of a trick shot. It's very clearly skilled. When he is done, though, Max, he empties the cartridge from his weapon. He beats his opponent clearly. He empties the cartridge from his weapon and leaves his weapon like draped over in the like non-offensive position, and approaches you.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I would be in the box for because Vincent was shooting Okay.
Oh, you don't come down to watch Vincent shoot?
Oh, I would
your
come
second stand
down
up,
and
yeah.
watch. I just wanted to make sure that it was clear that I was not the one participating in this event.
Correct.
Okay.
I assumed you came down to watch your second shoot.
Yeah. I won't avoid him or anything. If he wants to come up and talk, he can come.
He will come up, and it's very clear that this is partially performance, but it doesn't seem incredibly disingenuous. He says it loud enough for other people to overhear that he apologizes for the member of his house being so offensive earlier. At your gesture of honorable, noble, sportsmanship, and offers you a token in response to the offense given.
What is the token? I'll take it, but what is it?
It's a small ivory brooch with a gold inlay back, with a picture of with like an engraving of like a falcon in it.
All right. I will accept his apology, and his token. That is all well and good, and clearly they have the correct choice of champion. And I will offer him a token of mine, which I think is not the same kind of romantic token that he would offer, but it's like a small crystal of like a deep orange color on a string, kind of like a good luck token to him, but it really wouldn't mean too much to anyone else other than that it's pretty.
So as this type of brooch, it would be worn as a symbol of basically good favor for that person, not necessarily as a romantic token.
Yes, likewise, I guess.
Yeah, because his token was not a romantic gesture; it was a hey, we're
I
cool.
know that. I know that I mentioned a romantic-ish gesture earlier,
yes.
so I wanted to make the clarification.
Yes, I was making clear that he was not offering you a romantic token either.
Yeah. Yes. So I will offer him one back, and I am fine with that performative amends for now.
Oh, it's very performative.
Yeah.
It was not, because I'm assuming Sparrow can hear this, he was not lying, aka everything he said was truthful.
Perfect.
He can be sorry because it fucked him over. That's still sorry. Yeah.
I figured you'd let me know if I heard a
sorry,
lie.
Sorry because somebody breached protocol is not I like you.
Yeah.
Like
I knew you'd tell me if there was a lie in sight.
Well, there's tons of lies in sight constantly. You're barraged with them. You're up in a box.
God.
You can hear people yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
But this particular thing, which I assume is very important to you.
No. Like, specifically, if there was a specific lie, I figured you'd tell me.
Yes.
No.
Vince might be the hawk, but you're watching like one.
Oh, yeah.
I believe we're now at Vince to try to bring it home with the shooty bang bang.
Bring it home.
Okay.
He's got this in the run.
Yep. For this, I could either use. Well, okay. So, would I be using a body trait for this?
Yes.
Or could I use
or
my
maneuver?
Hunt?
How are you using hunt? Like, I always love if you can explain to me how you're using hunt. This is not you.
I guess hunt is specifically like tracking and following. And are my targets like clay pigeons that are flying, or are they? They're placed targets that you can handle. Then I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I guess it is like aiming, but I don't know if it's the same thing.
It is aiming. As just shown by our compatriot here, if you use a high enough caliber weapon at the right angles, you can break multiple targets as they're aligned.
Yes.
But it becomes progressively harder to do based upon the caliber of your weapon. Basically, he did something that was very showy. He used one shot to kill 3 targets, which is something his competitor could not match in any way, shape, or form.
Which
you could use 6 shots to kill 6 targets if you're using like a 6-shooter.
My pistol, it's a 6-shooter.
Like a pepper box 6-shooter, I assume.
Yeah, I'm assuming with our level of technology, that's about what we'd be seeing. And I would like to. So I have a special ability called Sharpshooter. Oddly enough, when I push myself, I get to do one of the following. I can make a trick shot. I can disarm someone, make a ranged attack at extreme distance, or unleash a barrage of rapid fire to suppress your target. I also retain the effects of pushing myself, so I can still get that additional die on that.
Sure.
So I'm going to do that, and for funsies, let's have the lady, have the ladies get her favor. That's what it is. Take a lady's favor.
Do the ladies' favor. Okay.
Yep. But I guess we didn't resolve. Can I
Well,
use
it's
hunt?
push or ladies' favor.
Oh, it's or. That's right. That is or.
Yeah, you
Okay.
cannot do both. It's or.
Okay. Well, I'm push myself for the 2 stress. We'll do that. But we didn't kind of resolve if I could use hunt for that. If not, I'll just use wreck. I'll just be hyper aggressive.
Yeah, I would say wreck. Definitely, wreck is the
Okay.
better option there.
Okay, so I can use 2 die because I have 1 in wreck, and then I get 1 for pushing myself. But I'm going to be doing a trick shot while I'm doing it, so I want it to kind of using my sharpshooter here to make it look pretty badass. I want to do better than the champion Lavelle.
Ooh, okay. If you want to do better than the champion from House Lavelle, that is definitely going to be a risky, at the very least, situation. Are you trying to match, or are you trying to outperform? Because he did something very eloquent, and you're doing something very brutal.
That's true.
So they are that you're showing something different. At risky, I would definitely allow you to be like, we're just like, it comes off as just as capable. Desperate, you would be like, I fire 6 shots, kill, and somehow hit 7 targets type situation. But the blowback for that could be real bad. Like, that is up to you. But definitely risky to match him. But it'll look as impressive, but just in a different way.
I'm wondering, what does everyone else think?
I have a plan to hopefully give you another die in aid. I don't know if that will affect your goal, but my plan is to talk to the other people watching from the ground so that more of them will be distracted and you have less pressure of direct competitors watching you.
Okay. Assuming you're going to try that no matter what.
I won't do it if you don't want me to do it. That's why I'm asking.
I mean, the more people watching, the more awesome it will be, and more people will talk about it, and that's the effect I think he wants.
Right. That's the only thing I can do to help. So.
Okay. I'll take the risk. You know what? What's the point if we don't try to do something ridiculous every once in a while, right?
So you're gonna go risky, or you're gonna go desperate?
Desperate.
Okay.
Is that the more deadly one? The bad one?
Desperate is the hardest one. Risky is you're matching him. Desperate is you're outdoing him.
I want to try and outdo him.
Okay.
It's kind of what the hawk is meant to shoot, so I wants to shoot.
Do it.
Okay.
I got your back. I'll figure out a way.
Okay, I got 2 die. Let's see how I do. Ooh, that's I got a 5 and a 1.
Hey, 5 gets you there.
Yep.
Okay. So the 3 things are severe harm, a severe complication, or you reduced effect. Ooh, I like a serious complication. So you totally do the thing you're looking to do, and you choose to shoot first. And you're like, fan the hammer, trick shot, blam, 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 blam with your pill, with your box. It's rotating through. It's doing all the things. But what ends up happening is you're so brutal. You're so doing things in this way. Some of the shrapnel from one of the targets hits like some people in the stands. So it is cool and it is brutal, but some commoners get caught up with some clay shrapnel and yell out and are very unhappy about it. You have definitely impressed the nobles with your brutality, but you may have alienated some of the common folk with your disregard of their safety.
Bastion is for the common folk anyway, and they already hate us, so in for a penny.
I guess Vincent's response to that is just kind of like looking. He doesn't know how to look apologetic. So he looks at them, his eye wide, and then he kind of looks down, embarrassed that he had harmed
when you
people.
look down embarrassed, you totally hear from the back of the Bastion tent, "That guy shoots people in the dick."
You just hear me. Shut the fuck up, Jerry.
Oh
And you're
God.
next. You're not quiet.
I imagine there's some noble that's like, ah, yes, a brutal man who shoots people in the dick. Yes.
We should hire him. Oh.
The great dick shooter Vincent.
The nickname I pulled from this game. Yes. Oh.
Oh no.
But there you go. So, we are running a little over. Are we good? Do we want to finish up the race here and call it? Or how are we all feeling?
I'm good with
to
that.
finish the race and then call it.
Yeah. Yeah. it
Sounds
good.
great. All right. People break for what is it? It's dinner then supper or supper then dinner. What is the correct order?
It is your region,
Snack
man.
time.
Yeah.
It is that region.
No, there's actually an order. Like there's a legitimate old school order to this.
I think it's dinner is first, supper is last.
Yeah.
Whichever one is
That
appropriate
sounds
for
right to
people
me.
who eat 6 meals a day because they're highborn.
It's
This
tea
is the
time
best
for
part of the
everything.
day.
I don't know how
for
people
babs.
have appetite
So
for
many
that.
things.
I wish I did.
I
Yeah.
think they're smaller meals, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of them are smaller meals.
I don't know. I take Adderall. I don't have appetite.
Oh, mood. Mood.
Yeah, like
I
brunch
remember
in that
eating.
brunch in that regard was like it's a small meal. It's like some tarts and a mimosa. Like it's not what we consider brunch.
Cucumber sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Cucumber sandwiches.
So yeah, so we stop for the first of the 2 evening meals. What would people like to do? There's a little bit of downtime. There are some rumors going about Vincent the Dick Shooter now.
I go find Jerry.
I could address
Give me
those.
a-
Going to
I could
find
address
him.
those
give me a hunt roll.
I will gladly not do that. I don't have any points. 2 would take the lowest.
I have hunt. I have.
That's what I'm good at.
God, I'm not fucking kidding you. I got double 6s.
What?
That's the time you needed to crit, and you got double. Yeah, you find Jerry.
That's the most important role.
Yeah, you find Jerry. He's hanging out with.
I still
Actually,
know that
you-
Taylor gets an extra, like a bonus XP, please.
Like so yeah, you find Jerry. He's hanging out with some people. He seems to, I don't want to say he's rabble rousing a mob to go after Vincent, but there's you kind of walk in on Jerry plotting. Like you rolled 2 6s even though you don't really crit. You do find him. I'm gonna say you find him at the opportune moment of him like, yeah, that guy almost shot me in the dick.
Can
He
I-
definitely
Are there-
shot some of my friends.
Are there noble people around?
What's
Or
up?
is this, are there noble people around? Or is this like.
I was waiting to
just
see Leona.
folks?
Leona's trying to get in on this. I want to see what's up.
Yeah, can I get involved? Because like I, as a social mastermind who's able to craft arguments, I feel like I should be fucking involved if this man's trying to rabble rouse. Like this is some nonsense now, you know. Like this is a little much. Like if it was just Jerry, then it's fine. But if it's more than just Jerry,
He's
Yeah.
rabbling
It's
and
not-
rousing.
It's Jerry and a few other people. It's not even. It's no more than like 5 or 6 people. But it's clear that Jerry has gotten some people of the common variety. Like one of them
Common
clearly got hit
variety?
with some clay shrapnel. Yeah.
I walk
common
up to
man.
Jerry, grab him by the collar. I'm probably much shorter than him, but I do try to lift him off the ground a little bit.
It doesn't really work. Jerry
Yeah.
did put some muscle mass on in jail.
Fine, then I pull him down closer so we're face to face, like just choking him with his own damn shirt.
I'll help.
It works not a ton. It works a little bit. Like,
Hey, I got
you
wrecked.
have
I'll wreck
you
this
have Jerry's
motherfucker.
attention. Mhm. He's like, what?
What the fuck are you doing?
The dick shooter's running around. He just hit a bunch of people with clay
I
shrapnel.
told you that he's in my crew and we're dealing with shit. And you're going to get people after him? Do you
No, I'm just
want
warning
do
people
you
not to
want
get
to
stuck
steal
in the
gold from the fucking levels that shit gold? Do you want that access? Do you want the fucking connections that I have? We have?
Mhm. Actually, you didn't directly mention he was in your crew. You mentioned he was out. He was around.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you never
I
actually
pretend,
said you
I
had
pretend
screwed
like
up
I
with
told him. I don't know if own up to the fact that I did it.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
he looks real confused about like being in the crew with you. Like you mentioned that he was out and around. You never said he's like my dude now.
Yeah, yeah.
You avoided actually mentioning you had crewed up with Vincent the Dick Shooter.
It's a little detail.
Yeah, it's
Did
not
you,
important.
did you
Tiny
just
little-
sit
He is a
there,
bit
leave little-
surprised by you mentioning you've teamed up with Vincent the Dick Shooter.
Mhm.
Vinny's
It's like a
standing there
Tribe
being a little
Called
bit
Quest.
menacing, like she's just like
Full
adding
thing,
her
that is a
entire
full thing.
presence to this situation. Like she doesn't need to do anything. She's just present.
He's present.
In
Yeah,
a
no, he looks
scary way.
confused. And he's like, "Who's your friend?" Like he just
None
kind
of
of looks
your
down at you.
business.
I mean, you brought her here. She's my business now.
No.
She knows my name.
No, I'm not. I'm none of your business.
I'm gonna need you
Yeah.
to not gather a fucking angry mob for my crew, because you're really gonna screw with everything that I've been working to put together. So, how about, yeah, Vincent the Dick Shooter? He's terrifying. Don't mess with him. I think that's the message. Instead, you should like be spreading about.
Give me a consort roll.
I would
need you to convince
love
Jerry
to.
to not go after Vincent the Dick Shooter at this point in time.
I would love to. Do
And
I
while
get
I'm
a
okay with
bonus
us
for the
saying that-
menacingness behind me of Sparrow
they can
watching
do an
and
assist roll.
Vincent is just
If they have an
polishing
appropriate
his
assist skill, they
gun.
can give you an assist one.
I
Do you have-
mean, I'm here to help. Like I'm absolutely in on this to help. Like
Sure. So there you go.
yeah.
You get the assist roll.
It's a 3.
Mhm.
Okay, 5. 5. That's my highest. I got scared because I saw 1, but we're fine.
Fine.
I have 3. So 5.
So there's this moment where you're like that tension where like he clearly has enough people here that like if a fight breaks out, this could go badly for the two of you.
Oh
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
that'd be
Mhm.
bad.
I also
bad.
my special armor is resist complications when talking your way out of trouble. I am trying to talk Vincent out of trouble because it applies to anyone in my coterie as long as I'm around.
That's
Uh,
fair.
I can also resist a complication with just suspicion or persuasion, if that counts.
Kind of.
Mhm.
So what you get out of this is you're like, he's like, fine. But
Mhm.
you and I are gonna talk after the festival. Period.
Are we?
And you're gonna fill me in
Are
on
we?
a plan. Yes, we are.
Oh, we don't have a plan yet because you haven't delivered on your end. But give me any freaking intel on this house. Remember, that was step 1. You give me intel, then I get us an in.
Yeah, that was before you were in, Dick Shooter's fucking crew.
That literally changes nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Changes
about it.
everything. He
No,
tried to
in
shoot me in the
fact-
dick. 1, 2. Who else is in your crew?
Dick, stop
'Cause
taking
you
it
know
so
people in my
fucking
crew.
personally. It's not even that impressive, okay?
He like takes his like collar from your hands and like sits your hands down. He's like, just we'll talk after the
How
festival.
how offended would he be if I started snickering behind my fan, just like
He's kind of whatever. Like it's clear at the point where it is de-escalating, where he's going to walk one way and Babs going to walk the other, and this relationship can be positive or be negative depending on how their later conversations are going to go.
fair enough.
Like it is in that like Babs burned through the goodwill of the previous night's conversation just now. Like that collateral has been spent. So,
Fair enough.
and last item on the agenda for the evening, after you guys return to dinner or supper, whichever one is the appropriate one that happens first.
Nom nom.
I don't know. Yeah,
Can I
snacks.
have something delivered during that meal? Sorry. I
Sure.
have a
What
lot
would
of
you like
high
delivered?
work things to do.
You do.
I want to utilize one of the staff who I will of course give some gold coins for doing this because I'm not a jerk. To deliver a note to the champion of house level, who I just spoke with at the tournament, that says, "Do you care for sangria? Split a carafe with me at dinner." Like Briar A-M.
Sure. I will let you know if you get a remote note back at the beginning of the next session, because that's when we're starting.
That as long as it's been delivered.
Yeah, no, they
Supper
successfully
update.
deliver
We
it.
have a
Mhm.
we have a call on supper.
Hmm. There we go. At the big, I think dinner is last because dinner is like the big party. So that's what it
So
is in
dinner
this
is-
setting now.
Wait, no, I think dinner is first based on this
Is dinner first?
piece of text.
Sweet.
Supper was originally a secondary lighter evening meal. The main meal of the day, called dinner, used to be served closer to what is known as lunchtime, around the middle of the day, but crept later over the centuries, mostly over the course of the 19th century.
There we go.
Courtesy of Taylor in chat.
There we go. Taylor has
Just-
educated us all.
Thanks,
just as
Supper
lost.
Wikipedia page.
All right.
You didn't play a session if you weren't on a weird Wikipedia page.
Honestly,
exactly.
yeah.
All right. So with the longer, supper then. Supper is the later one. So yes, supper will be, you will join, you might get some sangria fun at supper, which I believe will be next session. All right. From there, we ready for the run? You ready for the running?
Okay, let's run. Let's do it.
So,
I guess,
go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna wreck. We already said I'm gonna smash through every obstacle. So that's my goal.
That is your goal.
Yeah.
So I will let you determine how we want to do this and explain some things, because this system is very much a one rolly system. We don't want to roll this out, but there's still a handful of competitors left. It's not like it's you and just the one champion. There's like people, and I will let you determine how deep in here you want to get, and that is, we have, the basic trait means you'll finish the race and your house will have finished and won all 5 of the things of the competition, which will succeed in your baseline kind of goal, and you'll be all right. If you're looking to like up the ante, you can go risky and you'll finish in like the top 5. And if you were to crit, let's say in risky, you'd finish in like, you'd finish like in the top 3, probably, first or second, depending on how else we want to do this and how many other things you want to pay into that. Like if you want to use, ladies' favor and deal with it that way. If you do desperate and crit, you will just finish first. Like you are the winner outright of the foot race, because this is one of those things where you're not racing against one-on-one. It is all the competitors that are left that have people signed up for this who are running. So that's what we'll do if you go desperate and happen to crit on a desperate roll. If you succeed with no complications on a desperate roll, you'll finish in the top 3. And if you succeed with like a thing, you'll finish in the top 5. So basically you're cementing where you go. Now keep in mind, if you fail horribly, you will not finish the race in any of these scenarios.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think what I'll do, what stat do you think is best for this race? Because it's a lot of body, but it's also like knowing how to navigate it. So I'm wondering, could I use survey to like, I
thought you were going wreck. I thought you were going wreck.
Oh, that's right, I
in this
am.
particular situation. I believe you
Yeah, I
already
thought we were
declared.
going right.
See, and then all of a sudden you start saying there's other things going on, and there's
You can switch it up
chances.
if you want, and like if people have ways that they think they can help you, that is what it is. But basically, how far up the completing the top spot do you want?
I want to get the top spot. Vincent cares so much about succeeding and being number 1. It is stupid.
So you're going to start off being desperate. So you'll at least finish in the
Yeah.
top 5 if you succeed.
Yes, that's where he's trying to go. He's desperate to
Alrighty.
win. I'm just wondering. I will instinctively push and get another 2 stress, giving me a total
Sure.
of 4, so I can
Sure.
get at least roll 2 dice in this situation. I don't have any other special abilities that will necessarily help me. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I try to return your pep talk back to you from earlier?
Aw.
You got some command. What do you got?
I
What are you
don't.
trying to
I have sway. I have consort and sway.
I'll let you consort. Have a pep talk with consort. I think you and Vincent are now BFFs forever, and
I think so too.
Mm-hmm. So I think you can sway a better performance out of Vincent. Like, do it for the house, do it for the hunt. Do it for Omar.
Don't do it for the house. Do it for you, because you worked hard to be as skilled as you are now, and you deserve the stature and title that comes with all of those years of hard work.
That like pierces Omar's heart, his crusty workaholic
The
heart.
Grinch's
that
heart
has-
grew 3 sizes.
And
Yes.
unfortunately, Omar dies because that's a heart enlargement's a big issue, and will kill you.
Oh no.
Not my uncle.
But like hearing, it's that thing where Vincent has been working so hard to hear acknowledgement, and even though at this point you are just like, you're a good kid, and I believe you want to do good for the world, but like that's enough to make him go, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah! And he's just ready to go.
Can we chest bump?
Yes.
Yeah.
We like run through the yard, chest bump.
Kite Man flies in the background, by the way. I just had to throw that in there because you're fucking it. Like, Kite Man, hell yeah. No.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. So I got
Yes.
another die for that. Thankfully.
Yeah, you get 3 for that.
Okay. I am going to attempt this race, and we're going to see how well I do. I did not do well.
What'd you roll?
I got a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Oh. All right.
Oh no.
To be fair, the first dice I rolled in this game was a 6, so you know what? Probability, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you all wait by the finish line, and you wait by the finish line, and you wait by the finish line, and Vincent doesn't show.
No.
And all of a sudden, this raven flies down and like starts pecking at the ground near Briar.
Hey. Will you take us to him?
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. And the raven flies up, and you kind of follow it, and you follow it, and you start seeing what appears to be like a rhino tearing through like the course area. Like, it's one of those situations of like things are knocked over and things are plowed through, and what you get is there's a pit in the ground, and what you find is Vincent face down in this pit because Vincent decided to plow through every obstacle rather than, avert some of them. And as soon as Vincent hit that pit, there's like a plank of wood sticking out of his leg, and like he's just laid out and passed out at the bottom of this pit because he decided to self-determine his way through this rather than think his way around these obstacles.
Can the 3 of us get him out of there?
I mean, you can also call house servants and,
No. I'm gonna.
No.
I wanna carry him across the finish line.
yes,
On my
3
back.
of you can carry
Yeah.
him across the finish line. He's very unconscious.
You hear like under, like just in his sleeping or his unconscious mode, like self, you can hear, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will like pull the like
Oh, no.
like all the different shards of like wood out of his leg and wrap it up so he looks a little less horribly mangled when we get back to public.
Yeah,
I don't know
You're
if
like,
the
oh,
raven
and
can
you're like-
follow directions and be like, can you get medics at the finish, please?
I mean, there are medics at the finish.
Okay, they're there. Wonderful.
Taylor, as you're bandaging up the leg, you're like, oh, that's probably poison sumac as well, and just it's gonna be a bad like couple days for Vincent.
Oh, buddy.
This seems right. This seems like what should have happened.
Mm-hmm. You might walk with a limp for a couple months as they have to probably sprint and brace and repair that muscle, and it's not going to be fun.
Now the good news is I use a gun. So
We made a good
Yes.
showing, I think.
Hmm?
You did.
One, all of them except for one. Not bad.
If it was like the
Yeah.
Olympics, when like a surprise contender makes it into like the medal categories, that's usually like good. So nobody cared about us, and we made it all the way to the last one.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good. Everything's fine.
I feel that you guys have accomplished the secondary goal, so you'll get that dice from we're working on between the things. I feel that was accomplished successfully.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 events is enough to make a good showing, especially for the last house at the bottom of the thing. Technically, you won just as many you participated in and claimed just as many events victories as your rival house.
Hell
There
yeah.
we go. There we go.
Also defeated your rival house.
There we go.
Fuck
Very
you,
interesting.
Chad.
But I think we'll leave off at this solemn moment before we all go to a banquet. And I don't know if I guess we'll get you back conscious so you can show up at the next game there, Logan.
Yeah, that'd be. I'm smelling salts. Well, that's what we need. That's all we'll need.
Yep.
Be
There you go.
fine.
Well, yeah, I think this is a nice somber note to leave off on. We went a little long today, but it happens. But I'll go ahead and pass the mic to Leona first this time.
Cool. Oh my goodness, it's outro time. Hello, my name is Leona. You can find me on Twitter at @TheLeonMaple. That's the best place to find me, follow me, and keep up with what on earth it is that I am doing, including when this little thing is going to be aired or when the next episode airs or so on and so forth. That's the best place to know about everything. So I will see you there. Logan.
Hello, my name is Logan, also known as Logan the GM. You can catch me on most of the socials that way. You can catch me on like every other Friday. I figured it out last time. I'm sorry, last game it was from Tales from the Table. There I play in an Expanse game where I play as Elroy, which you can hear me talk like this the entire damn game, which is not bad for my voice at all. But yeah, you can also find me here with Apochromatic. I do all kinds of other fun internet things. I'm sure by the time this airs, we'll all be super famous and super cool, or we're already there. I don't know. I think we're all pretty fucking awesome.
They're already cool.
And I'll pass it to you, Taylor.
Okay. Hi, Taylor _potato_ on the internet, mostly Twitter, because all the news sites don't like underscores. But I can be found obviously here over on High Shelf Collective, where I'm the creative director and running lots of things. There's a very fun cyberpunk game that I am super excited to run. 2 of Apochromatic's very own are going to be in it, Mark J and J Mark. I got them both. It's going to be totally confusing for no one, I'm sure. I need to tell them that I need them to pick names for their characters that are also flips of each other. Just really make it thing. But you can also find me on 2000 Tales every Tuesday playing big gay dice game. Currently we're playing Masks, and then depending on when this comes out, I think we've got like some other games in the mix. And then on Fridays we play Monster of the Week. And then I'm over on Lost Caravan a good chunk of the time, but really I'm just kind of just hanging out playing friends. Got some other fun projects and podcasts and things coming up across the board, so follow me on social. And good times. I was eating goldfish because I'm very hungry. Who hasn't gone? Max, have you gone? Max hasn't been on. Max,
I have not gone.
Max, there we go.
Hello, I am Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. You can find me on these streams and also a few other places on Fridays with Critical Misses doing Growing of the Dim Season 3. On Mondays doing Crimson Harvest, the dual system Vampires versus Vampire Hunters actual play, and more to come. By the time this airs, maybe it'll be closer to Anime Boston time, and that's where I'll probably be in person, so say hi to me. And now our wonderful storyteller, my clothes.
Or because let's be clear, say hi to Max because Max won't say hi to you.
Okay, I didn't know you like
All right.
that. I didn't know you like that. Okay.
I know. I'm being silly. It's cool.
I was so
cool.
anxious.
It's cool, Max. I just like flipping people's shit. That's why it makes me a pretty decent storyteller. Hi, everybody. I've been Paul. You can find me at Paul Marchant 6 on the internet. Mostly Twitter. You can find me at Cincy0GP, most other places. You can also find me on High Shelf Collective from time to time. I hang out with Taylor over there because they like me, I think. If not, I annoy them to the point where I do things. You can also find me. Yeah, I'm militant. I do what I want. You can also find me at RTO, Response Team Omnicron, which is a Lancer actual play. It has been compared to if Battlestar Galactica had its own red versus blue. It's a lot of fun, a lot of found family, a lot of anime vibes, a lot of giant robots murdering other giant robots. Super fun time. But thank you all for joining us. We've been Apochromatic. We've got at least one more, if not three. I might run a whole 3 more episodes. I don't know. Everybody seems to be liking this. This is very easy to run. We might throw an extra session or 2 on here for everybody. So look out for that. Pew, 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 pew. That's my pews. Now we can leave. Pew, 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 pew.
I can't pew pew and leave at the same time. I gotta go do one-handed. Okay, goodbye.